What's up guys, I'm Hyder and I'm going to be breaking down my new track, Reaper. This is off my upcoming full-length album, Signal. You guys are going to be getting one new song every 3 weeks. I hope you guys have been enjoying everything so far with Nothing and Molotov and now Reaper. I'm super excited for the rest of the album to release. I got 7 more of these videos coming out. I'm going to be breaking down every single track from this album and I hope you guys enjoy this, so let's just jump right in. So I remember the first thing I came up with in this track was this main guitar part. And that's just looped throughout. For the intro, it's the same chords, but just slowed down. Going along with that guitar to fill in the space even more, I have a bunch of these glitchy layers. Leading us into that next section, I have this little feedback kind of pad sound. And then I have this granular pad that kind of plays throughout the rest of the song. And then all of that leads us into the first chorus where the drums come in. Here's how that sounds. So keeping it pretty simple, just the hi-hats playing around a little bit. And the second half of this chorus, it switches up a little bit. Speeding it up, making it a little more interesting, adding those open hi-hats as well. In the first half of this first chorus, I have a tiny little Reese bass, kind of just supporting those guitars. And then in the second half, an 808. Once this first chorus starts up, I have this little lead that comes in with a tremolo effect. Super hard cut to kind of add to the rhythm of the track. Taking us out of this section and into the next part is this guitar feedback sound. And then I introduce this clean guitar. And then if you've heard the track, once the drums come in, it gets a little bit more distorted. Some extra layers of clean guitar right here. And then as everything comes together in this section, I have these 2 guitar layers playing different things, kind of feedbacking and some distortion as well. And then the drums come in. I actually played these myself on my drum kit. I really wanted to go for a kind of like 60s vintage drum kind of tone with the super hyper compressed distorted sound. I went a little over the top with it on purpose. I kind of wanted to go for that like classic kind of old school Beatles kind of sound, but just even more over the top. And then a cool little detail here in the middle of this drum section where the drums fade out, I have them come back in reversed and then kind of glitch back into the main drum groove. Underneath all of this going on, I have these orchestral layers. I wanted it to feel very floaty, so they kind of fade in, fade out, very tranquil. Along with that, I have a granular layer of orchestral elements as well. And then we enter the next section where everything starts to build up to that ending. I introduce these cello layers that come in. This second layer starts out nice, but slowly gets more distorted and more distorted until it's like feedbacking into itself at the very end. Some more string layers. Even more. I have this horn layer doing kind of an arpeggiation. Tons of distortion on that, and then I have this flute layer that is also distorted, doing a similar arpeggiation, but double time just to add to that intensity even more. And then to make it even more chaotic, I have these guitar feedbacks going on. And then the song just explodes into the next section, which is the rock section. As I like messing around with different genres, everything in this section pretty much changes. The drums, I used sampled drums for this because I wanted that super modern rock sound, and these just sound absolutely massive. I got a really great mix on these, but I had to consolidate it down to one track because my CPU would be on fire if I didn't. To make these drums hit even harder in this section, I have a ton of impacts, explosion sounds, reverses. For the bass in this section, it is a real bass guitar. I am using a VST plugin instrument for this. I just wanted those perfect notes for it to be in tune with everything else perfectly. Going along with that, I have a sub to make the bass even bigger. And then we have the guitar going on as well. Super massive guitar tone here. Just a few layers. Here is the main guitar. Paired with that, I have these clean chord layers that are a little bit crunchy. For an even bigger sound, I have this guitar lead with a tremolo effect going as well. Pinch squeal. And bringing back that other lead tremolo effect as well from the intro. Leading us back into that section where it goes back to the trap drums, I have this little synth. And then at the very end of the track, I have these clap layers that go along with the main snare to make it sound a little less dry and a little bigger. So that's everything instrumentally, and now we can move on to the vocals. So as I was saying in the beginning, the guitar part was the first thing I came up with. This vocal line was the second thing I came up with because personally when I write, I like to come up with a hook of sorts to really get myself invested in a track.
The Reaper, the cheater, I better watch where I step. The Reaper, so still I feel his breath on my neck.
So obviously there is a format shift going on there, making my voice sound a little bit higher. I thought it just makes it stand out a little bit more and definitely makes it unique for sure. Along with that vocal, I have some harmonies going on.
The Reaper, the cheater, I better watch where I step.
In the second half of this chorus, I have some extra kind of response vocals that are kind of hard to make out in the final mix, but I think is a cool detail.
Feel like I've been hexed, running out of breath. It feels like I'm next, and I'm closer to. I could be anywhere, but I'll still see you there.
This section I wanted to keep very dry and in your face just to kind of go along with the storytelling. At this section, I start to add in some really cool harmonies here as we go into the section with drums.
Not in a million years.
And then to fill in the gaps between these vocals in this part, I added some delay in there.
And on and on and on and on.
Some more harmonies.
And on and on and on and on. Once my dream death kiss me.
And in response to that vocal, I have these kind of chant vocals, definitely inspired by Sigur Rós. I absolutely love that band. And I definitely took some inspiration here with that ending of the falsetto line and these vocals right here. The little loop that kind of carries this section along is this vocal and piano loop that I created. It was from a session where I was creating just freestyle. I was playing piano and recording vocals at the same time, just trying to see if I could come up with something. I was going to end up scrapping it, but I wanted to see if maybe there was a way I could incorporate it to this song. And so I ended up throwing it in and it fit perfectly. I reversed it to give it kind of an interesting sound, and here's how that sounds. And here's how it sounds in real time. So super cool. I love that. And then leading into that rock section again, even more, we have some vocal layers going on here, some like choir layers. This is probably a good 8 layers condensed into one track. Kind of teetering that line of distortion and then kind of giving in at the end. And then vocally, as we enter that rock section, you get this "I'm dead" vocal line that is super distorted. I'm dead. It kind of had to be to cut through all of that other noise. And then the very first line of this part is super powerful. The way I interpret it, at least in the story of the song, is this is where you are confronting death face to face, and it's like a showdown almost. You're calling him out, and this is the most powerful moment. Reaper! So that's the main vocal line, and then we have this right here, which is probably, I don't know, 40 plus layers of vocals. It sounds ridiculously distorted here, but in the context of a mix, it really stands out and sounds great. As the vocals continue, I have the little vocal repeat right here. I see ya, I see ya, scream the. And then I have these octave layers that go along with the "My Name" lyric, just to kind of accentuate it in the song even more. My name. Which kind of sounds a little goofy on its own, but in the context with all of the guitar and everything else going on, it really makes it stick out. This next section, I have some little kind of harmony, ad-lib vocals going on. So take me away, don't make me stay, decay. Underneath this decay line, I have some falsetto vocals that kind of come in with it. Probably a good 8 layers here as well. Decay. And then straight out of that, I have even more choir layers going on to kind of just make this section sound even more epic. The Reaper. And that's everything for the vocals and the instrumental of my song Reaper. I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. Spotify and Instagram to keep up with the songs coming out. Thank you guys so much for the support so far. I have a lot more parts to come, so make sure to keep an eye out for those. If you don't want to miss any of these, make sure to turn on your notifications so you get notified when I put out a new video. It really helps a lot. And seeing your guys' responses to everything always makes my day. So yeah, I love you guys. Peace.